My name is Khurram Nawaz. I'm here in the UAE from last 24 years, and just to share with my some of the background, I have done my PhD from the UK from University of Salford on leadership and total quality management, and before that, I am having a two masters, one in quality management from the one of the Australian university in Dubai, and the second master is in the applied geology from the Punjab University Lahore. In addition to that, I have worked in different industrial sectors for over 30 years, and these sectors include manufacturing, construction, and contracting, then aviation, banking, and financial services, and the partly for oil and gas services as well. So, in addition to my industrial experience, I have conducted a couple of consultancy work and the trainings across in 12 countries, and those countries are in UAE, in UK, Japan, Pakistan, Tanzania, Mauritania, Iraq, Iran, and Turkey, and Canada, of course. Uh, I have worked as an entrepreneur for almost 10 to 11 years for having my own consultancy and training company with the name of Alpha Consulting and Training Services in the UAE. And in addition to that, I have another consulting and training company in Canada titled as Canadian Institute of Organizational Excellence. So we do the consulting training across the world wherever we do that. Today I am going to talk on the topic which is relatively new topic in the industrial revolution. It's called as fourth industrial revolution. Uh, this discussion and this episode and then later episodes would be in English. The earlier episode 1 was in Urdu, but there was a lot of people mentioned, and the requirement came for the different audience that why not it is in English. So that's why this episode is particularly being done for English language. Now, coming to the topic, today I would like to discuss on the fourth industrial revolution, which is also called as Industry 4.0. Industry 4.0 is actually this topic, this concept started in 2011. So what was happening at that time, the German government, they wanted to have some strategy on enhancing the in technology and modernization of the IT systems across Germany. So the first time the consultants over there through this project, they use that we are in an era where the digitalization and automation will be enhanced. So that's why in 2011, the first time this Industrial Revolution 4 was termed as a new industrial revolution. However, after 2011, there was not much discussion on that. However, in 2016, then the second time, this concept came up in the World Economic Forum. So World Economic Forum was happening, and that conference in 2016, then one of the professor, he actually mentioned this concept, which becomes widely accepted by the World Economic Forum and some other companies worldwide. However, still this concept is relatively new. What is the meaning of fourth industrial revolution? The fourth industrial revolution focusing more that, as per, for example, some of the scholars say that this is aligning of the new business practices or manufacturing practices, production practices with the new technologies or emerging technologies. So it is a combination of the manufacturing, production processes, industrial processes and practices with the combination of the advanced technologies. Now, before coming to this, there might be some people having a question that why we call it fourth industrial revolution, and what was the first, second or third industrial revolution. Let me share with you the four industrial revolution. The first industrial revolution is basically around 1784 or around 1800 century, and that industrial revolution was focusing more when the mechanical systems or mechanical technologies starting from the production processes, and the first time in the mechanical production the steam and power engines were used. Then with the passage of time, that was going on for quite some time, almost 100 years. Then the second industrial revolution came around 1900 or 1800 and something, like 1874 or around 1900 century. Now, in this second industrial revolution, the further enhancement happened, and electrical systems, electrical techniques start using in the production processes as well. So, from the mechanical inputs, they have been enhanced by using electrical inputs and practices as well. Then the third revolution was basically in around happened around 1900, and that industrial revolution, the third industrial revolution, was basically the use of the electronic and IT practices. The information technologies started coming into this. So the production processes or manufacturing practices start improving or enhanced with the involvement of electronics as well as the IT systems. So after the third revolution, now this fourth revolution is happening due to the emerging technologies, advanced technologies, and this is normally called as the cyber and human system together, cyber and mechanical machine system together. So what is the meaning of that? It is meaning of that the manufacturing or production or industrial practices will be enriched and continuously improved with the inclusion or the use of the new technologies, advanced technologies. That's what will be going on with the fourth industrial revolution. It means that we include the artificial intelligence, we use the virtual realities, augmented realities, blockchain. Okay, all these are coming in the practices of the manufacturing and industrial processes. That's become the fourth industrial revolution, and it is being said that next 1 to 2 decades at least will be focusing more onto this. The only challenge would be that in the developed countries where the technological enhancements or advancements are already there, they might not have much problem, but the developing countries or the countries which are still far behind in the technological era, they will be having problems because due to the cost and due to the trainings and the manpower requirements. So in nutshell, the fourth industrial revolution, as per World Economic Forum in 2016, they were saying that this is the advent of the cyber physical systems involving entirely new capabilities for human and machines. Moreover, there is another definition. They say that the fourth industrial revolution means there is an ongoing automation of traditional manufacturing and industrial practices involving and using modern smart technologies and advancements. So this is about the fourth industrial revolution. However, there are a lot of literature available and still a lot of work has to be done, and my understanding is that this concept will be further evolved with the passage of time, because still industries and the countries are not fully clear on this concept, but it will take some time to materialize or to standardize. The one of the important point to discuss about that what is important in the fourth industrial revolution, whether the industry need to focus on operational excellence or organizational excellence or both. Recently in one of the conference, some attendees asked this question to me, that if there is a fourth industrial revolution, so where we need to focus, whether operational excellence or organizational excellence. Now the interesting part is that my own understanding is that when going through some different literatures and scholars, okay, there is no standard agreement that operational excellence and organizational excellence as a standard definition, or there is no agreement as such I have observed. For example, if we talk about the operational excellence, now the Quality Business Dictionary considers that the operational excellence is a philosophy which actually focus on the in manpower, people, customers, products, services, okay, and on overall business enhancement and operations. Simultaneously, the American Society for Quality also gives the definition, but it doesn't talk about it, say that is a philosophy. They say that it's achievement, that the operational excellence is done. Simultaneously, there is a McKinsey. McKinsey has a big name, as we all know that in the consulting firms. They talk about the operational excellence, and they don't say that it's a philosophy or it's an achievement of certain goals. They say that it's a utilization of the advanced and emerging technologies in the business processes or operational processes. So what I'm trying to say it here, the first of all, as a operational excellence, we find a different definitions, different understandings among the different literature and different scholars. Likewise, when we talk about the organizational excellence, the American Society for Quality gives a definition for this, and they say that this is an internal framework. So it means the internal framework is developed to actually having the organizational excellence in place, focusing on the people, products, customers, and the business outcomes. And that's why for the organizational excellence, for internal frameworks, we see a different excellence models like EFQM excellence models. In USA, there is a Malcolm Baldrige National Quality Awards. In Japan, there is a Deming Prize, and many more in the world. So still, there is no standard definition where we need to focus. And this is always a confusion sometimes. The operational excellence, does it focus only on the production, operations, manufacturing processes and having an excellence in that? Or it covers everything? So my understanding is that the operational excellence and organizational excellence, there are few questions which are critical to understand. The number one is that in the view of fourth industrial revolution, the three questions which are crucial. Number one, is operational excellence is more important or organizational excellence is more important in the fourth industrial revolution? The other question is that should we apply only operational excellence or organizational excellence and still achieve the results? And the third question is that do we need to focus in the overall business excellence of the organization and rather contesting on the operational excellence or the organizational excellence? So these questions will remain there. My own understanding is that instead that organization contest, that whether we focus on operational excellence or organizational excellence, they need to think and talk about the overall business excellence, so that when say the overall business excellence, so it means operational excellence and organizational excellence becomes a part and parcel of the overall business excellence. So it encompasses and cover everything. So in my opinion, that in the fourth industrial revolution, the organizations need to focus on the overall business excellence, encompassing the operational excellence and organizational excellence with the inclusion of the new technologies and advancements of the IT infrastructures. I think in the fourth industrial revolution, this is already happening. It's a phenomena which is already started somehow, and this is a natural progression from the third industrial revolution. Now, because the technology is becoming more advanced, we are going on the artificial intelligence and the other enhancements on the IT systems. So it's a natural progression. So phenomena is already happening and happening very fast. Now, what is the issue here? The developed countries who are already well in advance on the IT infrastructures or systems and the technologies, they are already, if not 100%, but 80 to 90%, they are ready to take it and to make it further. The problem will come with the developing countries. And in the developing countries where the IT system infrastructures are not very strong, technological advancements are still in a nascent shape, or they are actually just in a very mediocre level, there would be a problem. So it is anticipated that in the beginning there will be a huge gap when the fourth industrialization will be in a full bloom, a huge gap between the developed countries as well as for the developing countries. So to bridge that gap, I think that the departments, the organizations, the public departments of the countries, they need to really work hard to bridge this gap or to minimize this gap. Otherwise, that gap will be widened, and the fourth industrial revolution will be impacting somewhere very positively, and somewhere it will be detrimental for their own processes. So now for today, we will close our episode, this episode here. Okay, and hope that I was able to convey a message or some clarity on the fourth industrial revolution. Now, in the next episode, we will discuss on the 10 focus areas where the industries should focus when they actually embark on the fourth industrial revolution. So those 10 areas which are crucial, and they are applicable whether it's a developed countries or organizations, or they are developing countries organization. Those 10 areas we will try to discuss and highlight where they need to be focused. So please stay tuned for the next episode.